Hello? Are you in there? Are you in there? I'm here. Are you in there? Ah! Church on Sundays 15! Yay! Hi there. Hey there. Who there? Wow there. Yeah there. Church on Sundays 15. And I always want to, you want to go through in succession, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I know I keep talking about that, and I can't stress the importance of being consistent and persistent with meditation and relationship, and no need for religion. No. It's about relationship, being consistent and persistent with that, leading to being consistent and persistent. Come on, being consistent and persistent with meditation will lead to self-realization, period. It's not like you have to go search for self-realization. Okay, it will lead to it, but you have to be persistent with it, going into with a mind that's like, get out of the way, let it happen, come on, relax, lay back, let it happen, Just be consistent and persistent with that, and then self-realization will come to you, You don't gotta search for it to come to you, it's God. I mean, God's already there. It's just you haven't given him the acknowledgement of him, and it is inside you. See yourself, consistent and persistent relationship with God, and gives him the acknowledgement through the relationship that you're having, and then there is the revealing and the self-realization. It'll happen. But again, let go, let God. Be calm, have faith, yeah? Go down that road, drive down that road with that car and those headlights on, not knowing what's going to come, but just keep driving, because the road is going to keep lighting up the further you go down, and boy, it's a wonderful thing. It opens up the doors to the fantastic possibilities that you have for your life. And it's a journey that you got to go on too. And, I'm kind of, what I'm doing here, you see, is I'm kind of giving you a little bit of the insight for your layman terms person out there. And obviously for those people out there that are looking for deeper meaning too. I know there's people that already believe in God that are out there, but they're looking for deeper meaning. This is what you do. 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 Yeah. So, that inner voice, self-realization starts to give you that conscious understanding of that inner voice that is within you. Now, are we listening? No, because you think you're in control, don't you? And boy, there's somebody out there there's some people out there that are like really, really in control. If they just and what is self-realization too? Brings in a little bit more peace within you too, and a little bit more peace. But letting go of control there, and understanding that there's a power that is within you that is moving. Okay. That inner voice that's there, and I've experienced sometimes some pretty extraordinary things with it that just like, wow, I want more. I told you about that little story where I was going in and I was told if you're listening to these in succession, you'll know the story, but I'll kind of go to repeat it just a little bit and give you another one or two. I don't know. So I'm going into and through the process, after self-realization, you start to really, I pray to God, Dear Heavenly Father, raise up my spiritual voice to be clearer and louder. My spiritual voice is clearer and louder. Dear Heavenly Father, I pray that my spiritual voice is clearer and louder. And you got to let go on that one too and allow it to be. Because you have to go through somewhat. That says the felt sense experience of going through enough of them to go, and the felt sense experience. So I had a few of them, and I'm just going to share. So I talked about that one where, my wife at the time said, I want to talk in the bedroom, so it's like, okay, so I'm like, oh, God, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. But I go in there and Dear Heavenly Father, just guide me and direct me, speak through me. I ended my prayer, took my first step, yakety yak, don't talk back. I hadn't heard that song forever, right? And it was there, right? And I'm like,
and see, and I had enough experiences before that was like, gong, I got hit with that one, gong. It was like, okay, that spiritual voice is there. Bar none, it's there. It's there. It's there. It's there. It's for you. It's for the power that is within you to be able to bring peace in your life and guidance too. But the biggest problem that we have is we're not listening, huh? We're not listening to the inner voice. No, because we want to be in control. Yeah. So, so what did I do? Saying I didn't listen, and I went in there and I talked back. And of course, then I reaped what happened there, which wasn't fruitful. It wasn't like a big, nice, juicy apple. No, it was like, I don't know, a prune. So one time I want to share, because it is a growth process to be able to hear that voice. And like I mentioned before, it's always the first one that's there. It's always, and if you're talking to God and you're asking him a question because you need some sort of guidance, and it just doesn't, if you think you're going to go from beginner to whatever in a month or two, no, it's school. And it's going to take you a little while to be able to tune in, because it's not so much you'll hear it and then you're like, oh, was that God or wasn't that God? Was that God? What voice is that? And then you're second guessing and you're getting in the way. And so you go through many stages of different processes where I'm like, I can't tell you exactly where I'm at right now, but, believe me, I'm listening and I'm paying attention because I find wisdom and freedom in listening and then acting. And then not only that, listening, but, when you listen, you can be like, oh, okay, peace. Thank you. Peace. Because you're going to get some sort of problem. You're going to get some sort of thing in your life that's going to poking at you and picking at you and making you like all uptight. Crazy. That you can hear that inner voice and it'll speak, and then you're like, oh, yeah, that's right. Peace and tranquility, be able to detach from the tyranny of it, and believe me, I'm still having problems listening. Well, listening, yes, listening and I'm hearing, but the next step after that is acting, okay? Acting. It's like doing and acting. So here's a story. So one day I'm in my car and I'm driving down, and the thought goes in through my head to go, well, I was driving a truck, actually. It's got a stick shift. Yeah, it's a little Toyota. Europe, zoom. Anyway, so I'm driving down the road in my truck, and I'm like, okay, I want to wash my truck. And okay, so it was like this thought popped through my mind, wash this truck. And then the second thought that popped in my mind was this particular car wash, right? I'm like, because I'm going through this process of trying to listen to my voice, and not so much even listen to my voice, but to act. That's where it is. Act. To listen to the voice and to act. Because there's that spiritual voice that's there. And so I get specifically this car wash that I need to go to. And then so I'm like, okay, I'm going there. I'm going with where the thought told me to, right? Okay, so I'm going there. Okay, so I'm driving down the road, and then there's this other car wash down on the side, and I'm like, oh, I could just go there. It's closer. I could just go there. And again, the voice, no. And I'm like, no, I'm going to that one. That was the first voice. That was the first one that came there. I'm going to go do that. So I get there, right? And I pull and I drive in there and I turn left into the road and I drive in there and I'm coming up to this stall, right? And I look in this stall and the scrub brush is flowing with soap. Right? It's flowing with soap. It's just pouring out of there with soap. And I drive in, I'm like, oh, wow, what's going on? And I go over there and I walk in and I'm like, oh, I hope if I don't turn the knob to the sprayer, right? Because I didn't need the soap because my truck wasn't wet. So I go and I turn the knob and I turn it to spray, and boosh, I sprayed it down real good, right? I sprayed it down everywhere, underneath it, everywhere. I sprayed it down real good and I turned it to brush. Hot darn, it was still going. And I scrubbed my truck and I scrubbed all the hood. I scrubbed the inside of the bed. Everywhere in that truck, I gave it the greatest scrubbing of its life. Except no little ducky. No. So I gave it this great scrub. I scrubbed it everywhere. Then I turned it over to the the rinse wax, and I rinsed it all off, and I rinsed it real good, and I got in the wheel wells, and I lifted the hood, and I sprayed in the engine, and I shut that, and then I sprayed it all off, and I finished it, and I'm like, put it in the slot, and then I went back to the guy, and I said, hey man, I think this thing's dysfunctioning or something, so I think you might be able to get a good car wash. Hopped in my truck, drove out. Oh my gosh, so exciting, yeah, so exciting. If I had not listened, you know, there's a reason that voice is there to guide you and to push you and to direct you and to show you and to give you peace and tranquility, and it will give you understanding. Tune in for more. This is 15 friends. I love your friends, and we can all call him God.